and welcome back to my YouTube channel. In this video, we are going to be making my sweater on my birthday. Well, a sweater that I want to wear on my birthday. I have plans to go to a proper yarn store in the city, and I would like to wear something that I've made while there. Yeah. This is something that I've designed myself. So I'm not fully sure if this is going to work out yet, but fingers crossed it does. I am designing a saddle shoulder cabled sweater. I've made one cabled sweater and I'm immediately trying to design my own. I'm sure this is going to work. Positive. I have made the first saddle shoulder. As you can see, it increases along the sides. I'm doing this to see if I can work the short rows into the piece. I don't know much about saddle shoulder construction, but I think if you work the short rows off of it, I'm trying to work them into it, if that makes sense. Yeah, this is going to be technically like a drop shoulder as well, so it's like there, I believe, the one that's yeah. I'll try and show you how it shapes on the mannequin, as that has a better angle, I guess. So yeah, I've done the first piece to make sure that that at least works, and I'm going to start one of the front panels now to see if that works, like the short rows idea works, and then I'll move on to the other shoulder and then designing the back panel. That isn't decided yet, as I wanted to focus on the front first, as that's what I'm gonna see, so that's what I want to work on first. I am nervous about both of these, both of the front and the back working out, but I think my idea will mostly work. It just depends on if I like the outcome of it or not. This will not be a pattern. I'm not a pattern writer, I'm not a pattern maker. It's just, this is for me. So, I will show my graphs that I designed for this if you want to try and adjust it to, if you like it, you can adjust and see if it works. I'm using acrylic because cheapest option. It's what I have. It's what I knew I had a color that I liked in, and safest bet for designing a sweater, honestly, for designing like the first piece. If I like it enough, I might remake it in a better yarn, but I don't know if I will or not. Like, remake it, not like it. If it works, I'm gonna like it. Yeah. So this is the graph for the There you go. For the saddle shoulders, as you can see, the cables along the side where you increase are kind of odd and random, but I think it looks nice. It works. So it works. And then these were the two graphs I made for the front panels. I am going with the bottom one here. You can't see it very well, but there are pearl indicators for these. I'll hopefully show what it's supposed to look like when it's worked up. The top one I designed at first thinking that I wanted a bit more cables, but then thinking about it, no, I want a sort of simplistic look while also still having cables, I guess. Yeah. I'll quickly show you what the shaping of the saddle shoulder and what the idea for the shaping for the front and the back will look like, and I'm going to test the front panels. This isn't the greatest view, so ignore the mess that you can see, but as you can see here, this has the classic sort of shaping that a short row drop down, top down sweater or cardigan would have, where it connects there and then goes down. That's the idea that I wanted to include the shaping of the saddle shoulders into. The front's gonna look essentially the same, just with a neck shaping. That's the word. But yeah, I'm going to pick up the front and see if my short row idea works. I will update if it does or doesn't. Okay, so the front panel idea worked out. The short rows are not like super visible. You can't really see a difference, but I did technically do my pickup idea wrong, so it's sort of on me, but I'm gonna do the original idea for picking up stitches on the back panel, and hopefully that will make that a bit better, hopefully. I've also worked out the back panel now. My book is somewhere else, so I'm not gonna show you that yet, but it's planned out. This works. I'm happy with it, at least. I don't love how the pickup looks. It is kind of messy, sort of, but I don't really care enough to fix that. I should have done maybe 2 extra stitches of stockinette on each side instead of 1 of garter stitch, but if I am going to remake this in a different yarn later on, I can fix that then. Because while this is going to be my birthday sweater, I don't really care too much about how the shoulder looks, because I'm not exactly gonna see that unless I look in a mirror, because that's not easy to see, so it's fine. Yeah, I'm going to now make the second saddle shoulder and then do the back panel, or the start of the back, and then do the second front part, join those, and then work down, joining around. We are at 6 inches out of the 9 that I need before moving on to the last front panel. Going pretty well, just slowly working on that. Because of the texture, it is taking longer than I expected it would, but the shaping has turned out how I thought it would, so that's good. I didn't plan what I was going to say when I filmed before I filmed, and I think that's pretty obvious. Also, my hair is a mess. I don't know what my bangs are doing. Ignore it, please. I am. So I am still on the first skein of yarn, which for all of that, pretty good. Yeah, that's what we're up to. I'm gonna give myself the next week to work on this, because I have smaller projects I can make for other videos if I need to catch up, but I'm gonna work on this for the whole next week and see how much I get done. Same day as the last update, or last clip, I guess, or both actually. But I'm at 8.5 inches on the back panel, the back yoke technically, and I originally wanted 9 inches, but I'm gonna call it at 8.5 because The cable repeats are about an inch each, and 9 inches was the max that I wanted to go. So I think 8.5 should be fine. And I've still got to steam it when it's finished anyway, so it should be fine. But yeah, we are now moving on to the second front panel, and then joining the two front panels, and then we can start working around. I am a fair way into the body now. This is where we're at with the second skein of yarn. It's probably a little less than half left, which I don't think will get me all the way through the body, which is fine. I have 3 other balls, but I'm going to finish that skein in the body, then do the collar, and then move on to the sleeves, just because I need something else to do. Just working the body is so incredibly boring, despite how many different sections there are of different things. It is so incredibly boring. I need something else to do, otherwise I will put this down and not want to work on it. My brain works faster than my mouth sometimes, and I can't help it. But that's the plan. And that's what I'm gonna do to hopefully not burn myself out of this project. Yeah, I'm still working the body, but I've tried this on, and the neckline is far too big. Like, it hangs down far too wide. I'm going to, instead of frog all the way back to there, I'm going to drop these stitches, cut some of them to join these back together, to sew these two together, and go from there. nervous doing this, as I've never done this before, but it will make it look so much better. It does mean the back panel is going to be the only panel with this unless I add it to the sleeves, but that's not planned yet. So I mean, the sleeves are also the only thing that are going to have this diamond cable, so I don't think it really matters too much. But yeah, I'm going to drop these stitches and remove this entire section. Wish me luck. Okay, I don't want to talk about how difficult that was. I'm not going to show you the inside because of how difficult that was, but as you can see, that's now done. The stitches look better than my normal knit stitches, which is kind of annoying, but anyway. I don't know why this looks so shiny on camera. I swear it's not. Hold on. Can I adjust? Doesn't really fix the shininess, but that's closer to the color at least. Yeah. I did continue a bit just to see if you could tell a difference on the stitches, and you can't. So yeah, that's a new neckline. It looks a lot better already, and not even done yet. So yeah, really happy with that. I'm definitely glad I fixed it. So let's continue. Okay, so we have a slight change of plans. The yarn, the second skein, has actually been enough for me to now finish the body and start the ribbing, which is what I'm doing right now. So I guess we're doing that first instead of the sleeves. But I don't think that's gonna be enough to get me all the way through the ribbing that I want, because I'm thinking like an inch or two, possibly two. I'd prefer two, but I don't know if that's exactly how long I want the ribbing to be. Maybe like an inch and a half. It's probably more what I want. But I don't think that will get through that. So if it doesn't, I'm still going to stop, do the sleeves, and then finish the ribbing as the last thing. But if it does, then I'll finish that and then do the sleeves as the last thing. Yeah, just thought I'd update since crazy turnout, because it's the back, but a whole body of a sweater in 2 skeins is not what I was expecting to be able to do. But here we are, I guess. It is now the week after the Monday after I said I was going to go for the whole week, and I am now on to the first sleeve. Picked up the stitches, planned it all out. Now we're just working on that. I could be working on something else. I should probably work on something else, but I just want to finish this, honestly, so we're just gonna keep working. This is a horrible angle, but there's stuff on my chair, and I can't be bothered to move it. So, this is what you get. Lighting is also bad, because it's pouring down outside. So, as you can see, we are done. I am really happy with how this came out, besides the few little things that I'm thinking of changing in the next version of this, which I will be doing eventually, at some point. I don't know when, but I will, because I don't love this edge, as I've said before, and I would like a circular, like a crew neck collar instead of a v-neck. I do love this one, and it was what I was originally planning to do, but I didn't think I would I didn't think I would gravitate towards using my v-neck, a v-neck cut sweater, because as much as I make v-neck vests, I don't wear them a lot, mostly because I live in Australia and it's never the right temperature for them, but I don't wear them a lot, so I'm probably not going to wear this as much as if it was a crew neck collar. Do still love it, and I'm very happy with it, but that is something that I would love to change. I'd also like to change these from this diamond cabling to this kind of diamond cabling, just to incorporate it a bit better. So if you were planning to make this from what I did give, you can tell I stopped at one point, and that's because I realized, don't. It's not great. I'll try and give better things. I'm a little sick, so I don't really have full brain power right now. So I don't know what the things are, like details. That's good. I'll give better details in whenever I remake this, but don't remake it from this video. No. Basically I want to change the entire sleeve, is what I was saying. For my first freehand cabled sweater, I think I did pretty good, especially on the measurements, shockingly, because I originally planned this for 4mm needles. I ended up using 4.5 because 4 is a little tight for this yarn, and I figured 4.5 would give me a better drape. This is also blocked, by the way, I forgot to say that. So the drape is even better than what it was. But I did 4.5, and it worked really well. And I forgot what I was saying before that. I did pretty well for the planning on the size. This is the perfect size, shockingly. I am not someone that makes perfect sized garments. So the fact that I did it for this, impeccable work on my part. No idea what I did for the math. I am usually shit at math, but it worked this time. So that's great. This took 39 hours. Great use of my time. I think like 18, nearly 20 days, 18 to 20 days, which not bad, about a month, which for a all over patterned sweater, I think that's pretty good. This took 410 grams of yarn. I only just needed the second one. The fifth one, sorry. I used 4 of them completely, and I have essentially 2 left. I will probably make a Sophie hood out of these with like a tiny scarf portion and then the hood, because I think a grey Sophie hood would be fantastic, and that is a great use of that. But yeah, that's everything. Done.